So I'm sure you already know this by now, but having negative collections on your credit report could definitely hurt your financial future. And I'll be honest, sometimes it's just simply embarrassing. Having these collections on your credit report can keep you from doing the simplest things in life, like getting a car, house, apartment, or even just a better paying job. In this video, I'm about to show you guys how to use ChatGPT and AI to your advantage, so that way you can get negative items off of your credit report. So make sure to watch the entire video because this could definitely change your life. But life doesn't always have to be this hard. I'm gonna be honest, a lot of people are in the same position as you, and you should never feel ashamed about your credit situation. Even me myself dealt with my own credit issues that I had to learn how to fix. So make sure you watch the entire video and let's hop into step number one. So step number one is gonna be, we wanna make sure we order your most recent credit report. The reason is because we want to figure out the specific issues going on with your credit, so that way we can target these specific accounts. So the best credit monitoring software that I personally use and also refer to my clients is called Smart Credit. I'm going to put a link to Smart Credit down below, so that way you can download it and get a $1 trial. The reason why I recommend Smart Credit though is because number one, they show us all three of your credit bureaus, your Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. The other reason why I recommend Smart Credit is because they're always super detailed with the reports, and then that way we can always make sure we have the most accurate information. So step number one, make sure you click the link below and download Smart Credit and order your most recent credit report. Now let's hop into step number two. Step number two is gonna be, we're gonna analyze and review your credit report for inaccurate errors and also FCRA violations. Also, just to give you a quick breakdown, if you're not familiar what FCRA stands for, it's basically the Fair Credit Reporting Act law. It was a law put into place by Congress to protect consumers just like you from unfair practices from credit reporting agencies. So this is why we're going to be looking for errors and anything that's mistaken on your credit report to be able to use this law to our advantage. So here's the full list of all the type of errors we're going to be looking for that are in violation of that Fair Credit Reporting Act law. The first one is going to be incorrect balances reporting. So when you're looking at these collection accounts, make sure that all the balances across the board match 100% correctly. So within your Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. If it's not matching 100%, this is in violation. The second error we're going to be looking for is going to be incorrect dates reporting. So that means like opening date, closing date, reporting date, all these different things have to match up 100% correctly between Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. So if they're not, that's another error. The third error we're going to be looking for is going to be duplicate accounts. Sometimes what could happen is collection agencies can report one account multiple times, and this is a violation of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. So the fourth type of error we're going to be looking for is going to be unverifiable information. So this can be any type of collection account listed on your credit report that you're not even familiar with and you're not even sure if it's actually yours. So you're going to specifically look through your entire report and look for all of these errors, and make sure when you're finding these errors within these collection accounts, we're going to note these down on the side because we're going to include these accounts in our dispute letters, which we're going to do next. So step number three is going to be, we're going to use ChatGPT in order to create and customize our own dispute letters. Now, once you're on ChatGPT, all you're gonna do is simply ask it to create you dispute letters that are going to all three credit bureaus. And you also wanna make sure that you tell it that you want the letters to include the Fair Credit Reporting Act laws. And then also what you're gonna do is make sure you go back to your Smart Credit account and you copy the collection accounts, the names and account numbers, and paste it into ChatGPT, and it's gonna literally create the entire dispute letter for you top to bottom. And then also, once it creates your dispute letters, you can edit it and tweak it so that way it's fully customized to you. All right, now we're gonna hop into step number four, and it's gonna be, we're gonna print and mail your dispute letters to each credit bureau, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. Also, you can easily Google and ask ChatGPT the best addresses for each credit bureau so that way you can mail it to those addresses. Also, another pro tip too, I always make sure to send letters via certified mail, so that way you actually have proof and tracking that the credit bureaus actually received your letters in the mail. Also, if you do have other questions with mailing stuff, you can always ask the front desk at your local post office, and they'll be able to show you how to do certified or even help you package and envelope the letters if you don't have your own envelopes and stamps. So make sure you ask questions and go to your local post office. Step number 5 is gonna be rinse and repeat the same process in case the credit bureaus don't respond on the first try. And this is pretty common because sometimes they can be known for ignoring requests, but make sure you're following up every 30 to 35 days on your smart credit account so you can track what's changing with your credit report. The biggest thing when it comes to this process is making sure you're staying persistent on them so that way you get your designated result. But I'll be honest, sometimes people don't have the time and energy to be able to rinse and repeat the entire process for 4 to 5 months or so. So this is where we hop into step number 6, and it's gonna be settling the debt using a pay per delete. If a collection account legitimately can't be removed and you exhausted all efforts, what you can do is looking into settling this collection account for a lower amount. And I'll be honest, this might sometimes be a better route if you already tried all efforts with disputing it and you're not getting any change. So the important part of this process is making sure you get confirmation via letter or email of the collection agency stating that it's going to be removed off your credit report once you fully pay it off. The reason being is because if you don't get this letter, what they're simply going to do is keep the collection on your credit report but change the status of it to paid versus unpaid. Now, the final part of this video is going to be bonus tips. So bonus tip number 1 is make sure you keep your smart credit account active. So that way you're reviewing and actively monitoring your credit. So that way you don't run into any credit issues moving forward. The next bonus tip is going to be make sure you have all your bills and upcoming payments on automatic payment. So that way you don't get any new lates or new collections without you even noticing. The next tip is going to be if you are struggling with your bills and you're falling behind, make sure you contact them beforehand and let them know and schedule some sort of arrangement plan so that way it can avoid from going to collections. So that's all I have for today's video, guys. If you found this helpful, make sure to give me a like and also subscribe to my YouTube channel and share this video with a family or friend if you think it will help them out. So I'll see you guys in the next video.